This was the song that I listened to the most for the entire year of 2023 on Spotify.
Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
You did?
What the fuck?
Please go to our YouTube, subscribe. It's essentially just, and we're going to do this with other people going forward. You know, I asked Ariel, you know, who would be the hardest of the three of us if we were in your class in school. So it's basically every answer is either one of the three of us. And
the very last question, I'm not going to reveal anything, but I was fine with it.
Yeah, no, I thought it was.
I was absolutely fine with the answer.
I think we all were fine.
And somehow the video's now smoothed itself out.
Nice.
Oh yeah. See, when you talk about Ariel, things
get nice and smooth. Now, Robby, you were on your far end, getting ready to do the DLP Patreon. New episode is up. It might be one of the steamier episodes we've ever done. A lot of stuff going in a lot of butts. You'll hear it behind the DLP Patreon paywall. Yeah. Robby, you said that you had. I believe you had a statement you'd like to make about Meet the Agenda.
I'm always nervous.
You had something you wanted to say.
I really enjoyed it. I like it. I like that it's short. It's quick. I loved your questions. I loved everything about it except for one thing.
Oh, God.
No, Robby?
I need to host it. Because now Ariel, I believe she was honest.
Yes.
But you can't ask those questions. I'm asking questions. I should be
asking
questions.
You need an impartial third party.
Well, so we can ensure they'll be able to be more willing to say what they really think.
God, I hope that the face I made when you said that wasn't obvious. That I think no, Robby, I get your point, but I think our idea, it's turned into our idea. We're going to rotate who is asking the question. So therefore, I believe, Justin,
I've asked for the honor and pleasure of one of the next two people we do, either Mr. Hackman or Mr. Mac Bergson. I think we might go Mac. Mac's been around.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get it again. And then
you're going to catch it on the fucking chin.
And then I'll do Eric the actor.
Eric the actor?
Oh, wait a minute. He's dead. That's right.
I can't do that one. Sorry about that. We got Shoemake, who definitely has got to get in there at some point.
Maybe you could have Robby on.
Oh, I'll do Robby.
Yes. Do Robby.
There you go, Robby.
The agenda.
And then you can get your impartialness that way.
And we'll have Gramps.
I do not accept.
Katie says she wished she would have interviewed Ariel, and Ariel says, do over right now. That would get more views, clearly.
Oh,
you swap out my face for Katie.
Someone gets to win the right to have Katie do them. Katie gets to interview
Katie would be a good choice, too.
Yeah. I would like that.
Yeah. Actually, Robby, I mean, Katie, if we're going to have someone impartial, that would be. I think people are more comfortable around Katie. They know how hard you can be to deal with sometimes.
Ariel saying,
yes,
do over right now.
Yes.
Because Katie's available. Do over right now.
You think that if the last question was asked by Katie, do you think that the same choices would have been made?
I think so. Because she sort of, the reason Katie was part of her
yeah,
answer.
That's true.
We asked the question, Mary F. Peg.
Right.
If you want to hear her answers, watch her answers. Please go to the video. Also, shout out to Ariel for having the Rice Mirth and Pesaurus
beautiful
mug or whatever
it
was.
Beautiful
Great
product placement. Amazing product
placement.
Yeah,
but if it's Katie, you can also be F. You know what I'm saying?
Katie's
you don't necessarily have to be pegging me.
Katie's asking
we
to be
also
Mac.
don't have to have that question every time.
I know. I'm just talking about that particular one.
That particular, yes.
Well, the questions vary. That's another thing, too. Is this going to be like an Inside the Actor's Ass or whatever that show is called?
Although I always want to do Mary F. Peg when it's a woman.
Mary F. Peg. We should keep
Mary what if every girl wants to peg me?
Everyone.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think they're going to pass it around.
Just need your soft, doughy butt.
Hey, Joe, every girl does not want to peg you.
That doesn't sound. I'm not loving
it. Every girl wants
the ego on this.
How great is your ass?
Wow. Man, this guy really loves his own ass.
Get over yourself.
Yeah. God, man. I mean, I get it. You got a nice ass.
Right. Jesus.
Back up off
small
that
your
thing.
back is sexy.
Yeah.
So we want to have Mac. I mean, we got to mix it up. We see, Brittany, all of our regulars in the chat.
Gramps.
I think maybe one of your new friends of the recent years, Jason Menzer, would
be a good one.
I think Gramps would be a good one. I don't want to do it, but yeah, Robby, you want to do Gramps?
Okay, I got an idea for Gramps. We have Gramps do the interview as the interviewer and the interviewee in two separate things, not telling them, and then we stitch the episodes
that's
together.
A good question.
And Gramps, so we have him ask the exact same questions he's answering, and then just release one
with
him.
Gramps for interviewing Gramps.
And we have someone attractive interview him, like an Ariel, like a Brittany, like a
I
Jen.
gotcha.
They interview him. He's gonna be.
How about we get an
creepy.
AI Mila Kunis?
Yes.
We know the Robinsons.
So
can't
Ariel
tell.
goes
Happy
to my
birthday.
father's retirement home and interviews him.
There's no way he can get on Zoom. There's no chance he can get in
No,
front of a
she
Zoom.
has to go there.
Yeah, you actually would have to go to Sunrise Acres or whatever the shit it's
See
called.
you there.
Yeah.
Shout out to James. He's in the
What's up, James?
hospital. He
James,
says
what
we're
are
giving
you-
him
what?
laughs. I hope
What are you
you're
in the
hope
hospital
you're gonna
for,
be
James?
okay.
James
Goddamn.
Hackman?
No, Hackman's fine. James Siegert.
Siegert.
Oh my God, real Van Arsdale to be sickly while you're listening to the DLP
classic
agenda.
Van Arsdale. We should get Dave Dennis. We could also do some of our, our Carl Hines.
Some of the
Chris
characters.
Corey Haim. excuse
Chris
me.
Corey
Eric.
Haim. Yes.
Eric and Tommy.
Eric, Tommy, Sean, who's always lightly mentioned around the periphery, but we don't get a chance to. He lives in DC. It's hard to do stuff with him, but he can be on Zoom.
Maybe your child.
Maybe Evan. We'll do Evan, who, by the way, I didn't even bring this up in the pre-show meeting. He went to jiu-jitsu tonight. It's usually from 5 to 6. How
Okay.
long was he there tonight?
Okay, well,
I'm loading it by asking.
it's clearly a very short time. I'm going to say he was gone by 5:06.
And you say, Rob?
5:15.
He left at 5:01.
How's that? Would you walk in and walk right back out?
He walked in and slammed the fucking door on his hand.
Oh.
Wrecked his hand. I mean, obliterated
Nice,
his
right?
hand. And you're not going to be able to do a lot of grappling against a young, pissed off girl from a broken home named Yahtzee with one bum paw.
Is he somebody who can kind of suck it up and tough it out?
He's
Have you
his
met his
father's
father?
son. He is his father's
And he
son.
just
Hey,
wilts.
A couple things from chat. All good on the James Siegert. He's fine. It's just his pregnant wife with pneumonia. So
Oh, that's
no
all.
big deal.
Okay.
No big deal.
And,
if it was the 1800s,
yeah.
she'd be dead.
Katie says, Justin, I'm coaching basketball this year. If you want to put Evan on my team.
Do you want your team to win? Do you want your team
I
to
mean,
win?
that's gold, though.
If it's about having fun, he's all yours.
If
if
it's about content for the show.
if it's about
No,
winning,
he has to be on the team,
oh my
right?
Yeah.
God. Okay, I'll consider it. I would love to have Katie coach him because she's going to be a little less bubble wrappy, helicopter than I am.
Gotcha.
But it's going to look like one of those things.
Okay,
at the end-
go over here. Evan, go, no, go over here. No, dribble, no, pass. Like
We've
that.
all seen the end of like the Notre Dame game where they put the handicap kid in, and everyone like, oh man,
Yeah,
he sure showed
and they
me.
let him.
Yeah,
and then,
Rudy.
and then both teams
Yeah.
cheer because when the fuck does that happen in a regular game?
Mhm.
You know, when the Ravens were beating down the Jaguars and all the Jags went there and cheered for
Mm-hmm.
Gus Edwards. Yeah, great touchdown, Gus.
They help him into the end
You
zone.
sure got us. Yeah, it's going to be a lot like that. There's a lot because he played basketball and was terrible.
Yeah.
So he'd
We-
defect
we
to other
believe you. Yeah.
teams. Yeah.
I think we got to make that happen.
Okay, I will.
But-
Andrew asking, what's up, DLP? And
Hey,
if you're
Andrew.
curious to what is the DLP, some people don't know what it stands for. There's a brand new episode video up
Yeah.
at the
You
YouTube
haven't
page
seen that as well. Check it
describing
out.
what it could be.
Okay, yeah,
DLP.
check it out.
Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube. We got to get these numbers up. So they're going great. We're putting out more content.
Rookie numbers.
Also, one more plug before we got to get into just a little bit more
Yeah.
Evan. But Murder Mysteries, if you're listening today, which will be Wednesday when it
Yeah.
comes out, tomorrow we'll be at the DC. Oh, you can't go. That's sold out.
Yeah.
If you want to go down to Winchester, Virginia,
Easy drive.
I think the first show's
The
sold
early
out.
show sold out. Sorry about that.
So
Come
the
to the
late
second
show,
show.
it starts at 10
yeah,
p.m.
that's what you want.
Yeah.
Go to that one. 10. That's the party show.
Yeah.
And then the very next day, we are at Magooby's Joke House.
Go to the late show. We need to
Yeah,
get
go to
those
late
numbers.
Yeah,
shows.
fill the late show
Yeah.
up. We're giving
Yeah.
away some tickets, and I'm getting people guest listed. Anybody that's wanted to get on the guest list,
Yeah.
I've seen to it that they are going to the 9:30 show.
Well, here's the other thing
Perfect.
about Magooby's is that the first show will sell out.
Yes.
And even if you manage to get tickets, you might not have good seats, right?
And
So,
yeah, go ahead.
No, you might not be close.
Yeah, you're right. And that'll be our 5th show in 3 nights. And
Yeah, we got a little bit of a gauntlet.
we're gonna just it
It gets
it's gonna get
loosey-goosey.
weird.
Yeah.
It's gonna get,
You know,
it's
it's
already
interesting.
loosey goosey,
I
but
told
it could get crazy.
Mudge about the schedule coming up Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday. One
5
show,
shows.
One
Yeah.
show Thursday,
Mhm.
2 Friday, 2
3
Saturday.
different locations.
And she got a little bit of fucking boo-boo face as far as I was
Oh.
going to be away. And then I flashed the numbers of
Oh,
what I'm
yeah,
coming
right?
with. And boy, that turned
Yeah,
that
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
frown upside
Yeah,
down.
Yeah,
real
Merry
quick.
Christmas.
Yeah. We actually we get to eat all month long in January,
Mm.
courtesy of the DLP. The Winchester show, the one you just referred to as the party show, the late night one, the ones that get started at 10. Winchester, second only to Magooby's, baby. Do we have our best shows at?
Yes.
It's improv.
Yeah.
It's 1, 2, and 3 right there. That second show on occasion can get a little hairy.
It
Oh,
can.
yeah.
A little, not Comedy Factory outlet above Burke's Bad.
Right.
It's an old comedy club above
They're drunk.
formerly Burke's Restaurant. It's now a Royal Farms on Light Street in Baltimore. Famously, the late night shows of the Comedy Factory were a fucking nightmare. Everyone would go in there for the $20 all you can drink deal.
There used to be a Friday show that started at midnight.
Yeah.
And
That's
if you
right.
got, if you're an MC and you had some long-winded ass headliner,
Uh-huh.
you're walking to your car in Baltimore, Maryland
Mhm.
at 3 a.m.
Yes.
But Winchester's second show, there's been one or two this year that have been a little bit of a fight.
But that's because when it's 10 o'clock, by the way, 2 of the 3 people on this show
Due to no fault of our fucking own.
are always asleep at 10 o'clock. 2 of the 3 people on the show,
Yeah.
matter of fact, sorry, 4, I'm including the producer as well. 3 of the 4 are always asleep by 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Now, these are the people that are starting their night at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Different energies.
These
Yeah.
people are
But we're
pre-gaming.
pros.
No,
Yeah.
we always give them the show
We'll
that
do
they
it.
paid for.
We'll
And
do
so
it.
are they willing to receive it? And I say, Harry, it's never the crowd. It's always one or two elements. It's always
Yes.
table over here.
That's all, and that's a small room. So
It's
that
a
can,
small
that
room.
can
Somebody
really
that
change
won't
everything.
stop talking to the stage, a couple Karens that are
Exactly.
upset about something else.
Mom's night. She's my mom's night off the chain. She's 17 Chardonnays in. She's trying to be a part of the show. She thinks she's helping. She's not.
Mhm.
So yes, get to Winchester, Virginia, for the Bright Box. If you don't get to come to this weekend, we'll be there next year, and it really is. It's worth the drive.
February.
It's this cool, like Old Town Alexandria.
It's a nice little walking mall downtown. It's very nice.
Exactly.
It's got a bunch of shops and restaurants and bars. It's a cool vibe. And we're not taking a week off next week. We're going to do show 26,
Yeah.
day after Christmas. So we'll recap everything. The following Tuesday, I won't be here because I'm supposed to have my surgery. I'm going to give it a follow up on this never-ending story.
Hey, I won't be here
of the
either. Have we
skin-
covered this?
Yeah, you didn't. I didn't know you weren't going to.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh,
oh, no,
that's right.
no, that's right. I get trying to. No, Tuesday I will be here.
January 2nd.
I won't be here January 2nd.
I'm here
Oh,
for all that shit,
okay.
baby. Cheers,
Good job,
Mr.
All
No
right.
Days Off.
So I guess we'll do some. Whatever. That's not
We'll
the point.
figure it
We'll
out.
find
figure it out.
someone.
But the point is,
Ariel, you're up.
if you know the story of this surgery, I was going to
Broadcasting
have it
live from my face.
back in November, and then they said it's going to be $9,000, and that was kind of sprung on me. That happens now with our money. Whatever. Side story. Inside joke. So, and I said, you know what? Let me just hold off and try to figure this out. I felt rushed into this decision. Plus, I had a bunch of shows that weekend. It just didn't seem like the right time to do it, and then go on the road and have this and not be able to treat the wound, if you will. And so I put it off to the first week of January, which I'd have plenty of time. But since then, it's disappeared.
I don't
from
see
my
it.
notes.
I don't
gonna
see
say
it.
it's looked as good as it's
Yes.
ever looked.
Which side was it on?
This sucks.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't see it.
And so this has been, I got the biopsy done in late September, early.
Mhm.
It's been like 10 weeks, something like that. And so there was the scab because when they do the biopsy, they cut some of it off.
Yeah.
And then there was that scab. But once that scab fell off,
Yeah.
it's looked great. So I'm like, when they cut off that piece,
The biopsy, did they cut it off?
right.
They
So-
cut it out? Yeah.
So I messaged both of my dermatologists, the original one who doesn't really
Uh-huh.
know what she's doing, and then the one who's going to do the actual
Right.
surgery, who I like. And I said, it's disappeared. I can't see it. If it looked like this, I never would have come in.
Right.
And is it possible that it could either go away on its own, or
Yeah.
when they cut out whatever they did to test it,
They got the
they
root
got it out?
You ever had a wart?
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing.
Mhm.
Where I used to do I used to have one on my finger right there, and I used to have them all over my dick. And I would put this little disc on there, and it would have a little bit of acid,
Yeah.
and it would peel layers away, and you had to keep doing it. It would always come back. And one day I did enough of it where I fucking dug down in there with, like, I think a nail file, and I popped this thing out, and it bled like I'd been shot. It never grew back. I got the core out. I 100% got the core. The core. So I wonder when they did that to you, did they get down in there and knock the root?
yeah,
of this
what'd
fuck
they
Well, that's
say?
what I mentioned. I said, is that possible that could have happened?
They
And
said no.
And they said, well, in cases it can disappear, but then it can also reappear later. We suggest that you still do the surgery. I'm like, well,
If I don't
It's-
need to, then
it feels like, really, it just disappeared right after the biopsy.
Right.
When it hasn't looked like this
ever.
ever since it started.
Sure.
That seems like a pretty big coincidence that the biopsy had nothing to do with it.
Hey, I
that
need
seems
9
like-
grand more than you do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So now I'm like,
I say hold off. I 100% say hold
Yes.
off. I definitely kick this
Yeah.
can down the road. If it comes back, you can get it.
Yeah,
done.
you're
like,
allowed
sorry,
to get it again.
We stopped doing those surgeries. It's over.
Sorry, you have to keep it.
Sorry.
I mean, that's
They've outlawed
that's why I'm
those
torn.
surgeries.
This whole thing, it's been a
Don't-
constant. Am I doing the right thing? Am I not taking? Am I
Look right at
responsible?
it. Look, lift your hat up a little bit just because you got
Yeah.
a little bit. It's complete.
Dude, it's not there at all.
I know.
Gone.
God, you're
That-
crazy. I would not do it.
You know what the problem is when they do that, there's going to be a scar.
Yeah, there
And
will
the
be.
way it sits, there's nothing.
I know.
There's literally nothing.
And if it comes back and you go, hey, remember that thing you told me to get? I need to get it now.
Now I will do. it.
Yes.
They're not going to go. Oh well, look who's back. Well,
We
hey,
fucking told you.
All right.
hey
I mean-
everybody, Mr. Fucking Perfect Snout. Now he needs this.
Oh, look at who it is. It was the
Fuck you.
porcelain skin.
Get out of here.
Oh, it's the
Uh,
China doll.
Oh wow, Mr. Precious Moments figurine brought his smooth ass back.
When you
in
run
here.
out of Dove soap.
Wow. Look who's
So
not.
maybe I'll just, because I've already canceled a gig for that week.
Yeah.
I've already had other things offered. I had this week off, and suddenly everything's happening
Get
that week.
booked,
Yeah.
man.
Joe wants me to cover the Ravens thing that could happen. So part of me wants it to be over with, but then I'm like, I don't want to go through this operation.
Well, it
and
might
spend
be
9
over with.
grand.
It looks over with.
Yeah,
It does.
It
and
fucking looks over
it
with.
looks over with. And also, you have $9,000 extra dollars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you want $9,000?
I do.
Okay,
and you
well,
functioned,
I want it.
and
I
you
do want
functioned with it. And I
Yes.
mean, rarely was it ever bad to the point it'd be noticeable. I mean, only if it got really irritated.
Hey,
Yeah.
what if in 2 months Rob has to get his nose removed? You know how
Oh,
pissed off
God.
he's going to be.
You motherfucker!
Yeah.
You told me not to get it.
He's suing us because he
It's-
has audio of it.
It's the size of a softball. It's pulsating
Well,
on his face. What if it moved somewhere?
Oh,
Like he goes to say goodbye, and
shit.
it's on the back of his neck.
Maybe I should get some other opinions. Hey,
It blinks at me.
Other than Justin and I.
Yeah.
hey, if that happens, you know who I'm going to talk to about
Who's
a
that?
lawsuit.
Yeah, I do know.
Yes,
The guy right
Murtha
behind you.
and Pesaurus. Speaking of them, let's hear from them.
Hey there, cats and kittens. It's Justin from the DLP Agenda here, sending some love my way to my favorite member of the Rice, Murtha, and Pesaurus legal team, Mr. Randolph Rice himself. I think of my man while I sip out of this snifter of brandy, stretching out half-dressed on this alpaca rug, 75% alpaca. The other 25%, it's asbestos, which leads me to believe I've got a personal injury case that I could hit up my boy toy with. That's right, Randolph Rice, the leader of the squad, double R-rated lawyer superstar, the undefeated, undisputed, reigning, defending legal champion who's going to step into the squared circle of that judge's courtroom, and the next thing you know, your case and the opposition, you're going through a flaming table of raw sexual financial satisfaction. I want you to look up the entire team right now at Rice Murtha Pesaurus by going to ricelawmd.com/. That's ricelawmd.com/.
Yeah.
And here is
Katie says don't
Monoskin.
put it off. So that's now I'm torn.
Not okay with the idea of putting it off. It's so smooth. Colin saying you got them Voldemort vibes. Yes, if you took off your
Oh, yeah.
head wrap and this thing's back
Yeah.
there
Just 2
pulsating.
nostrils.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right, now I don't know what to do.
let Katie see your nose, though.
I'll let her see anything
That's
she
important.
wants.
Yeah. I don't
Let her
like
spread.
Don't show
Hey.
your dick. It's not relevant.
Here's something. So Spotify, they do something called Wrapped.
Yes.
At the end of the year, they give you all your stats. I like it I have a Spotify artist account. Please go ahead, look me up on Spotify, stream all my stand-up. I would appreciate if you do that. But I like that it's cool because they tell you most listened to track, what country you had the biggest growth in, and it's
What
interesting.
country was it?
Yeah.
I forget. It was some weird place like Colombia. It was pretty funny, actually. Yeah.
Columbia, Maryland.
It was bizarre, right?
Wild
And-
Lake.
And I think it was the clip, the Bobby Flay clip was, I think, the most
That
shared or
caught
whatever.
fire right
Yes.
at the end of the year. Hell yeah.
So they also have it just for your listening purposes.
Yeah.
And I don't really listen to Spotify. I listen to Apple Music, but I have some playlists that I've made for the Office Trivia and other things for Spotify. But I guess when you download that and it's like an offline, it doesn't really count towards your streaming numbers. But I got my Wrapped, and I listened to it so little, but I'm not going to have you guess what my most listened to song was because you would never guess it. I'd have to give you incredibly specific.
Can we
hints.
start broad with genres?
I don't want to do it away because it's not going to be entertaining. I think it's better if you guess a song and I tell you if my song was more or less ridiculous of the song.
I got you. Okay. All right. Your most listened to song.
Like if you said the Happy Birthday song, that would be
Yes.
more ridiculous.
the most listened to song on your playlist was "We Are the World."
Okay, Robbie, you know this. I think.
And guess in the
I
chat
think my
too, by the
answer is
way.
more ridiculous.
Guess
More
in the chat
ridiculous.
too as well. Okay. The Bad Touch.
More ridiculous.
Okay.
A little
Wow.
more ridiculous.
All right.
All right.
Mambo number 5.
Robbie,
More ridiculous.
more ridiculous.
More
Okay,
ridiculous.
all
Yeah.
right.
They're saying WAP, definitely Lizzo, Christmas and Hollis.
Hold on. I got one. What about?
Baby
Okay.
Shark.
Baby Shark? That might be
Okay,
more
we're on it.
ridiculous.
Okay.
But the others are not more ridiculous.
What about Judy by Bussy?
that would make more sense.
What about their new song that I don't want to give away the title of, but it might be their fucking. It might
It's their
be their
opus.
Welcome to the
Yeah,
Jungle.
man.
It might be their November Rain.
Ice
if the
Ice
song-
Baby again. Taylor Swift. No. These are all much less ridiculous. You know what?
The Super Bowl Shuffle.
Prince.
That-
No.
Okay, I
Tiny
think
Tim. Tiptoe through the tulips.
that might be. Now we're getting close.
ABBA.
Okay.
That's a little more ridiculous.
All right.
Super Bowl
Josh's
Shuffle is-
ATM.
Yes.
How about okay, we'll just go ahead and play the song. This was the song that I listened to the most for the entire year
Okay.
of 2023 on Spotify.
Believe it or not.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
You did.
What the fuck? Oh, my God. That's funny. Okay. So, what's the greatest American hero?
Yes.
I think it's the Greatest American Hero theme.
Yes.
I think the
Theme.
song is "Believe It or Not," right, Robbie?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
It's believe it or not in parentheses, Greatest American Hero.
Greatest American
Yeah.
hero. About the it's a sitcom from the 80s about Robbie. Was it a guy that found a suit or something and he could never fly properly? He was
Yeah.
like a
William-
handicap
Played by William Katz.
superhero.
And his
What else?
girlfriend was Connie Selica.
Yeah. What
Wow.
else was that guy in? He had a blonde afro. He was a white guy with a blonde afro. right?
Ariel says, I ain't never passing Rob the auction.
well, there's a reason for this. Now, if you remember one of the shows we did this
Oh
year,
yeah, superhero homicide. Well, I thought you were
No,
saying
no.
was one.
back in the day that was
No,
a
no, no.
that was a dance
a
thing.
show that we did this year
Okay.
at Magoobies, a very special show that we put on that we were
Oh
talked
yeah,
about
I do. Yes, I
Seinfeld
know.
trivia?
Seinfeld trivia
because that
was
was
the George's
George's-
answer machine.
yes, and
That's
that was on the
right.
Seinfeld trivia playlist.
Believe it or not, George isn't at home.
And I guess I just maybe I played it a few times.
played
It made me feel good.
Dude, I went to get mine. I don't listen to a lot of Spotify outside of wrestling podcasts. So
Right.
it's just nothing but something to wrestle
Right.
with and laughs count anywhere and what have you. But I have YouTube Premium worth every penny you pay
Right.
for it. No more fucking ads. And I listen to a lot of my music on there. I put together playlists. And it's also what I use to play sounds on the air and sometimes sound effects and beds and movie scores. And YouTube has no idea what I'm doing. It just
Right.
knows my end of year. They have a version.
right?
the
It's
rap.
all farts.
It's like
This guy loves farts.
in the number 5 position, dogs throwing up. In the number 4 position, woman. And this was one of them. Woman getting electrocuted wakes up suddenly. Did you ever see that video?
I think I have heard it.
Yes, you've heard it on the air where the tape starts to stutter.
Yeah.
And the one, I probably watched that. I'm going to guess 100 times.
Sounds about
Yeah.
Guess what was in the number 3 position? Take a guess. What was it? Was number 3? Famous 4th of July viral video. I played so
Oh,
much.
4th of July.
You
Sort
know it.
of,
Come on.
Was it? I don't even know how it happened, or whatever that one.
No.
is.
I'll give you a hint.
Fireworks and your
And
ass
my
lighting.
father's name.
It's
Back up, Terry.
Back up.
Back
Terry.
up, Terry. What you doing, Terry?
yeah.
Oh hell no! I apparently listened to that.
Chris
more-
Robinson nailed it. Back up, Terry.
Back up,
Put it
Terry.
in reverse, Terry.
Put it. Oh
Ariel.
no, Terry. What is you doing?
Brittany, they're all over it.
Yeah, the horror 10-hour monster mashup montage of scary music, which is just underlying shit, and then the night court theme was number 1. When Josh, so you
We-
and I
we
are
have-
both listening
yeah.
to 80s theme
We
songs.
are.
Josh gets into something legal. We start talking to Randolph, right? Boom, don't. Boom, boom, boom,
Nice.
boom,
That was
boom.
number 1.
That was a number
Wow.
1 most played too. Better theme song baseline, Seinfeld or Night Court?
Wow, they're both awesome.
I mean, they're both hardcore, thick string.
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go night court.
Boom, 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 boom.
Mine for bass. What about? Bum, 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 bum.
Oh,
Bum, bum,
bum, bum,
bum,
bum. You know who wrote that?
that would
George
be
Close.
Bootsy
Quincy
Collins.
Jones.
Bill
Quincy,
Quincy
Jones.
Jones.
Robbie got it.
Quincy
Quincy
Jones.
Jones
Good
wrote
one.
the the Sanford and Son. theme
Max
song.
saying, welcome
had a
back,
nice
Cotter,
career.
for sure.
Welcome back, Connor's a jam for
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I made a fool of myself the
What'd
other
you do?
day. So in the Annapolis Town Center, there's a pop-up Christmas bar. And I think one night we went out to eat, and I think Katie was the one that told me about it. And there was a line, and you guys went, left, and I stayed, and I got in the line. It was cold, and I was like, I'm not waiting. No, I guess they have a limit who can let.
Right, I gotcha.
So I was like, it's cold. I don't know how long I'll be out here. So I just said, forget. And then I look on their their little calendar thing of events for the December, and it said Santa's Cottage, and I was like, oh, I guess that's the name of the pop-up bar.
Okay.
And
Seems reasonable.
so right. And I'm like, okay. So I look up, their hours. Oh, it's a lot. It's happening a lot. Okay. So I'm walking the other day, and I see a sign for Santa's Cottage. Now it's in somewhere else. It's not in the same place as the
God.
pop-up bar. I know.
Who doesn't know where this is
Yes,
going?
I'm telling you. I believe it or not. Okay.
I'm walking on it.
I am walking on, idiot. And it's in the lobby of this nice apartment complex. And I go, I guess the pop-up bar has moved to this. By the way, I'm completely sober. And I walk in, and I see
I think I know who
a
you're
woman
saying.
walking out
Yeah.
with her 3 children.
Yeah.
And I see,
For those kids,
Join
21.
me for a dip.
and I'm like, okay, this is young.
They
And
got
I
our
see
rules.
some girls at a counter that appeared to be taking money or something. And I'm like, oh, maybe you got to go there, and then you go around, and there's the bar. And I walk in, and I say to these girls, so what is this? And they look at me like, they look over at the Santa Claus that's sitting there, and they look at me, and they say, it's kids getting their picture taken with Santa
Oh my
Claus.
God, that's so.
And then I
hilarious.
look around, and I'm like, yep, yes, I mean, it couldn't be a more easily identifiable site.
Yeah.
It's the middle of December. There's kids, and there's
Santa,
Santa dressed
there's
as Santa
helpers. Let me guess,
sitting down,
fake
with a
cotton
backdrop.
snow.
It's like
There's a
Was
Rudolph
there-
prop up.
Was there a line?
no, there wasn't a line.
Okay,
It was,
that would have been even.
that
worse.
would have been worse.
Still bad.
What
And
would
then
have been
I-
worse if you walked up to her and just immediately went, double Jack and Ginger. You put it in order immediately. Like,
And I look at Santa, I'm like, oh, you look good, Santa. And we just had an awkward conversation. Then I go, all right, I'll see myself out. But
get away from me, pervert.
completely idiotic.
What did you do after that?
I went and I just got drunk. I went, where did I? It
Cooper's
was probably
Hawk.
one of the nights. Where did I end up that night? That's a very good question. It's probably one of the nights that led to me. If you listen to the bonus show, some of the
Yeah.
conversations that I've been having.
If I can make you feel better about being in a place
Please
full
do.
of children that you had no business being in, you'll hear about this on the Patreon. I was given a gift for going to New York to helping my company with a sales
Yes.
pitchy thing, and the gift, Randolph Rice, you come into play. Give it a listen. You'll find out why. I went to Nintendo World. You ever seen Nintendo World in New York City?
yeah.
They've got a corner store right near Rockefeller, 2 stories. Downstairs is a retail shop, plushy toys, Legos, things like that. Upstairs, they
Did
sell
you walk in
games.
and go, what is this?
I go, excuse me, I'd like a
Jack and
Sega Genesis, please. Like, get the fuck out. But upstairs, they have this massive wall. They have this huge wall with an AI Mario.
Oh,
That-
hell yeah.
And they tell you, talk to him. Walk up to Mario and talk to him. And by God, he'll talk back. And he does the Mario voice. Hello, who are you?
It's me, Mario.
I go, hi, I'm Justin. Hello, Justin. What are you doing in New York today? I'm like, I'm here on business. Oh, business sounds important. Like, this thing's fucking
Right.
talking. I must have sat there for 3 minutes.
the best conversation you've had all.
It did-
All
that's what I had
year.
all night. Me and fucking Mario are talking. And after a while, I hear, I turn around. There's a line of 40 kids. They're all waiting to go. And it's just me in my long pea coat and a suit. Like, I have a son named Evan, and he likes to play Mario. Ooh, what
Justin,
game?
Justin's like, well, that's why I left LA. And then,
Yeah.
why did you do that?
Oh,
He's
so
talking you through it.
you did it to wear a rubber? Like, oh, no, it's a big one. She thought she was okay.
You're crying. He's
Yeah.
crying.
Oh, Princess
Yeah.
Peach, a bit of a bitch.
Shoney's went out of business years ago.
What is a macabre? And I turn around, and I mean, I have to walk past 30 pissed parents.
Oh, yeah.
I've been up there, and also I saw that there was also a time limit too Please try and keep it to 30 seconds or under. I was up there.
30 seconds or under.
Yeah.
I mean, shooting the shit with
Brittany
Mario.
says you should have asked Mario the peg question.
Joel Robinson.
I am married, Rob. I am married, John. Peg Rob. Holy shit. God, yeah. So we're both idiots around children.
Yeah, we really are. Do we have time to get into this? I know there's a huge story that involved you and Katie and an animal.
That's right.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Did you were going to do this.
It's
story.
pretty. Speaking of
I'm
children, really
I'm
quick.
interested in that.
Okay.
We had a bit of it to do. Evan has learned something, and it jumped out of him out of nowhere.
Okay.
So we're playing. The family has become, oddly enough, because I'm fascinated with the Iron Claw, starring.
Movie, yeah.
Hey, are we going to go see that?
I
by
want
the
to
way?
fucking go see
Okay,
that.
let's
over the
make
holidays.
plans to see
Let's
that.
go
Okay.
see that over the holidays.
Love
I'm
it.
dying to.
Mhm.
But it's got what's his beautiful face?
Yeah. God, what is his name?
Someone
Zac
know
Efron.
him. Zac Efron.
Yes. Doesn't have the guy from The Bear, isn't he in it?
Oh yeah, that guy's in it too.
Yeah.
Famously, from High School Musical.
Mhm.
My stepdaughter and Mudge are rewatching all of it. They're
Okay.
fascinated with it. We have High School Musical ornaments on the tree. They're making High School
Let me
Musical
say this
cake
before you continue:
soundtracks.
that Robbie and I both agree that Zac Efron is a fucking great actor.
He's a great.
Yeah,
dude.
he's
I
great.
thought he was great
You
as
seen
Ted
the
Bundy.
I think he's great in
Ted
everything.
Bundy's awesome.
Yeah, no,
You
he's
seen
great in Hairspray. He's great.
Baywatch?
Yeah, he's great.
He's fucking awesome. No, the
Great.
guy, he can act his ass off. He's very good. He put on a ton of weight for the Iron Claw about the cursed Von Erich family. But he got to start in High School Musical. Well, they go and find in a flea market High School Musical, the DVD board game. Well, you got to put in a DVD.
Oh yeah.
I got to find a fucking DVD player.
Nice.
I got one
Can you play it
downstairs.
in one of your game systems?
I don't have one upstairs. And
Okay.
they're not coming into my office.
Okay, understood.
No. The rats can smell the menstruation. And we set it up upstairs and we're playing it. And Evan's trying to play along. And one of the questions was, what is it? I'm going to make up character names. I'm sorry I don't know the name of some of these characters in High School Musical. One of the questions was, so what does Jackie call Timothy to really get under his skin? Evan goes, a dumbass.
Nice.
And we all
Is that the
turned
right
and said-
answer?
No, it's absolutely not. It couldn't have
Is
been-
it close?
I think it was like he had shit pitch or something. He had, I don't know.
Yeah,
Something to
not
do with his
shit,
singing.
but
Yeah,
yes,
not
with
shit.
swinging,
Yeah.
got it.
I think he called him old rusty pipes or something.
Okay.
You can't sing. And I fall out. I mean, I
Yes,
thought I'm
of
going to
course.
throw up.
Yeah.
He's looking at me and he's made dad belly laugh.
Oh yeah.
Proud
and
moment.
he's just like, yes, I got it. I feels a half a second later.
No.
Speaking of the Von Erichs, he feels the iron claw on the back of his goddamn head. She palms his head like a basketball, and they're out of the room. And they disappear.
Now, who all's in playing
It's
the game?
just me, Mudge, stepdaughter June, Evans hanging around the periphery trying to have
So
some
it's just
fun.
a family. It's not
It's
like there's
just
other
us.
company there.
It's just us.
She walks
It's
him
just-
out.
She has a talk in the other room.
Oh.
She has a talk in the other room. He comes back. He appears to have learned his lesson.
Okay.
Okay, we continue the game. So we're driving home from school. I always ask him, "What'd you have for lunch?
Uh-huh.
Did you go indoor or outdoor for recess?
Uh-huh.
Who'd you play with? And how was your teacher, Ms. Monick, today?"
Mhm.
And he gets to the recess part. And I go, "Who'd you play with today?" Because I played with Troy. I didn't want to play with Dan. What's going on with Dan? He's a dumbass. And
Ah,
he looked at me like after he said it,
am I going to get the laugh again?
I immediately started laughing. And so
No mom there to palm his head.
mom's nowhere near. So it's like it's our thing now.
I got you.
Yeah,
Where
I like it.
She doesn't know this, but he gets to say dumbass in the car with me. And he like puffs his chest out when he
He
says,
loves it.
this is his first cigarette. This is his first whiskey. This is his first nudity. He leveled up.
So
when
you
he said
know
that.
that
It's a rite
my
of passage.
nephew Watson,
Mm-hmm.
he is constantly flipping people off.
That's a Watson move.
Yeah, I
That's
like
a
it.
Watson. That's a
Now,
young Van Arsdale.
Joe says I like
I love it.
I
And of
love
course,
it.
Katie, when he does it, she laughs.
Because it's funny.
Of course, it's funny.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, I always say, hey, my kid,
Mm.
you deal with your own kid. I'm allowed to laugh at something that's funny.
This is absolutely
You know what I
my
mean?
kid.
It's,
It's
well,
your
yeah,
family,
that's
though.
true.
Yeah.
Do you remember the
It's a
first
bad
time you-
example, Joe?
I remember distinctly because I caught fucking 4 to the face. Do you remember the first time you cussed in front of your parents?
I do.
I do. I called.
What was yours?
I said to my mom, I said, motherfucker.
Oh, you said the F
you
word.
went, I went,
bad.
mine
Oh,
was
I said-
similar,
yeah,
but mine did not have the
and
mother.
I
Whoa.
said, damn.
How old were you?
I was 33. Now, I was living in Front Royal, so that had to be pretty young. I mean,
Teens?
fucking no, like second, third grade.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you hit
real
you
young.
hit the MF-er and
Yeah,
damn.
I hung with some tough crowd.
God, you ran with a
the
bad
mean streets
crew.
of Front Royal.
Damn.
Mhm.
Mine was in the water of Ocean City with my dad and my uncle. And for whatever reason, they were splashing, having fun, and they were splashing me in the face, and I couldn't get him to stop. And I was like, man, stop, Dad. He's like, oh, we're just having fun. I go, get the fuck out of my life.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Boom! I mean,
Whoa.
in front shit. Sorry, in front.
Oh,
of
I did
everyone.
it.
Yeah. Hey, don't worry. That's waterproof. I mean, he pops me.
We gotta figure out this.
We
skill.
got. Yeah, I got to stop leaning my fucking phone up against drinks. He hits me in the fucking face, and I deserved. By the way, this was like 1989.
Mhm.
Everyone turned and looked. Just went back to the conversation.
Yeah, no one cared. Right.
No
Back in
one-
the day when it was
no
okay to
one's
hit your
filming
kid.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy, I didn't cuss in front of him again until
Sure.
my 20s.
Well, that's the funny thing is like I remember when I started cussing.
Mm.
It was the 4th grade.
Fucking rules, right?
That's when I started cussing.
Playing
But
with
I
lighters.
always knew never to cuss in front of my parents, and I also knew the consequences.
What were
so
the consequences?
Well, I probably would have gotten smacked.
Okay.
But I didn't cuss in front of my parents until I was out of college.
I used to go into the forest and cuss by myself. I'd go into the forest behind my house. And go, "Bitch, shit,
I'm guessing
okay,
you did
stay
other
there."
things in the forest. But
I jacked off so much in the woods
You ever shit in the woods?
all the time.
Yeah.
I-
Did you
some-
shit in the woods more than in the bathroom?
have you
growing
heard the
up?
saying? Does a Justin shit in the
That's
woods?
exactly where it is. Yeah, that's where that
Good
saying
shit.
comes
And you
from.
want to use a
Yeah,
leaf?
doesn't Justin shit in the woods?
Use the leaf to
I-
deal with the remnants?
Wow, a leaf.
They're pretty dry and solid back then. Where I probably just kind of Tommy and
Yeah.
pull my pants back up.
Yeah.
Later on, if I got a case of the itchies, I'd
Hey,
cleanse.
real quick, this is going to come back to bite you. You know this with Evan and you and him having.
Do you think he'll sell you out?
At some point, he's going to slip up. There's a couple of things. We've got some things that are exclusively for us. I have taught him the diarrhea song,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm telling you, if I can
There's
crush,
2 of them.
if I crush as hard as I do,
That's his Spotify rap.
Is it
That's
when you're
just like
sliding into
diarrhea.
3rd and you
Yeah,
feel
let
like
a
is that
juicy
one?
turd slide
Okay,
on the
because there's
bladder,
also
feel some
diarrhea
splatter.
cha-cha-cha.
Right,
That's the other-
diarrhea, cha-cha-cha. Yeah, there's
Okay.
that. But no, this is
Gotcha.
when you're hanging with your bros and it's dripping on your
Yep,
toes,
yep.
diarrhea.
Ah,
Well,
good
the thing
stuff.
is I'm trying to stretch his improv muscles. And I'm like, why don't you try and come up with one?
Mhm.
Like,
I like that.
you're petting a baby monkey and it comes out really chunky, diarrhea.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get him to do them, and he's
Yeah.
getting close. Like, when you need to do a fart and it comes out very watery, diarrhea. We're there.
That's
we're
okay,
there, we're
though.
there, we're
You're
so
close.
Hey, we're getting
You're
there.
close, 'cause
I like
that's
where your head's
actually-
at.
That's a good one.
When you run from a rat but you wish you was a cat, diarrhea. I'm like, okay, you got the
Okay,
rhyme. You
the
got
rhyme.
the rhyme.
Didn't make
Just
sense.
combine
Yeah.
them.
Let's combine these two
Yeah.
together, and it's like our fucking
Yeah.
thing. And I'm crushing. in
You
the
should
car with
record
him.
all this like it's a songwriting section.
Oh my god!
Like you see how Taylor Swift wrote this song.
Are you
This is
crushing
doing
it
Evan.
so hard you're pulling his Joe Robinson?
I'm
Oh,
getting pretty
that's what we
close.
call it.
I'm Joe Robinson and this kid. I'm getting real close with this kid. How about this? Let's take a quick break. And we got to give a little tease of our most recent DLP Patreon episode, I
Yep.
believe. Enjoy. This is the reason it's behind a paywall. Did you ever hear about the asshole shot that was taken of me in a spring fling forever ago? That went
Before
from
me?
funny to fucking horrifying.
Oh.
There was, for whatever reason, at a spring fling in the Bahamas, glass table, but it was real thick. You could sit on it. And as people were sitting on this thing, Steve Huber, old friend of ours, would take his cell phone and put it on selfie mode. It was a flip phone at the time. And he would put it underneath and take a picture, haha, and then somebody did with their skirt and all that. Where I go, I'm going to sit on this fucking thing, and I'm going to go straight.
Oh, God.
And I mean, I pull my fucking barely washed ass open. I drop it down on the table. He takes a pic. Everyone's having a laugh at the act of the pic being taken. And as Steve starts to laugh and bring the phone to his face, he fucking recoils in horror. And I realize at that moment, and I'm begging you to ask Steve about it, it's one of his favorite stories to tell, was that all day long I had been like in the salty waters of the Caribbean, itching my asshole. And it was red, and
It's
it was
bright
angry.
red.
It looked like a beet. And you saw it, and it looked so mad.
Had you seen
Your asshole wasn't camera ready.
And it was not. I was not ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
So Katie and I were working from home. I think it was Wednesday, Yeah, matter of fact, it was because I was
Mhm.
on BAL that night
Yeah.
with the great Randolph Rice and Joseph Murtha.
Hell yeah.
Do we have some new ads coming right for them?
Yes,
right?
we do. Someone
Okay.
just recently recorded an ad. You'll
Mhm.
hear it on the YouTube clip of this this episode.
That's right. So this guy knocks on the door and we open it up and there's a guy there. By the way, he seems a presentable guy, right? And he has a dog that looks like someone like between a terrier and a mini golden doodle.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And he's like, "Is this your dog?" And of course it's not, because I have 2 purebred golden retrievers and they're both in the house with me.
Mhm.
And we say no. And I go, "Where do you live?" He goes, "I don't live here." He goes, "I was just driving down the street. I live in DC." And Katie's like, "Well, we'll take it and we'll put it on whatever neighborhood Facebook page or whatever."
Right.
How deep did you get into this on JSS, by the way?
Uh,
Full or minors? Full.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is, we'll color in some additional details. I know there's
Yeah.
sometimes there's some overlap with
Just
the
a
morning
little
show and
bit,
this,
but yeah.
yes, this is a tale worth fleshing out.
Yeah. So the guy gives us the dog, which by the way is the right thing to do, but also what the fuck, right? I mean, why are we doing this? But
Okay, so let's
never
say
would've
the,
done that.
the story
Yeah.
you're going to tell is like, I'm just making up a number here, a 50-page story. A Mudge turned it into a 2-page one. 'Cause I told her everything. She goes, the minute that guy walks out the door, I slammed the door in his fucking face.
Nice.
I mean,
you're right, because she
Yeah.
doesn't like dogs.
hates people, hate
Right.
me, and animals.
It has her 3 least
Yes.
favorite things.
Yes,
of all.
yes, me, people, and animals. Isn't
So
that
If you're
now-
gonna call someone a dumbass, it better be an animal.
So we
Exactly.
have this dog, right?
Dumbass.
And Katie puts
cute
it.
little dog?
It's
too.
adorable. Katie has a picture of it
Are you
on her
feeding
phone.
it?
We didn't. Yeah, we did try to give it a treat, but it
Yeah.
didn't eat it. But it was very friendly. What?
I'm sorry, Dave chat is in chat just read when you're shuffling through coals and it's leaking from your hole.
If you're new to the show, a few years ago, Joe famously shit his pants on a
April
Kohl's.
23rd, 2024.
Yeah.
It's
coming up, guys. That's right.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a big
planning
deal.
something. God damn.
So-
So the guy
10.
drops the dog off.
Right now we have the dog. We
Beautiful
put it on the
little
page.
dog.
Now she puts it on, and almost immediately somebody goes, "Oh no, that's my sister's dog.
Okay.
She lives in Bay Ridge, which is near where we are."
Okay.
And Katie immediately goes, "I don't.
She gets a bad
Doesn't,
sense.
just doesn't seem right."
She's got good instincts.
And of course, you know me. I'm like, why the hell would nobody's gonna steal? Nobody's gonna take a dog. You have their phone number.
But how soon did from the post to somebody saying?
10 minutes.
So that's suspicious.
Quickly.
That is suspicious. to me.
Immediately, like, oh, that is my sister's dog. His name's Pal. She even had a name for the dog. Okay,
Mm.
his name is Pal, and of course,
Like
God,
PAL or colon pal.
like yes,
Colin
Colin
Powell.
Pal. That's
Yes,
right.
the
Doug
Europe-
Pal.
the European television format. pal.
So
a little collar with a name on that dog fixes that immediately.
yes, well, it had a harness on, so you knew it was loved, right?
Yeah.
And it had a
Well groomed.
it had like a flea collar on, and it didn't bark one time. It was
sweet.
friendly.
Okay.
So she goes, I don't know. Should I give this person a dog? I go, what are you going to do? She's going to drive here and you're going to say, no, you can't have it. She's like, ugh. So she goes, well, take a picture of the license plate when she gets here. Now, by the way, she can't find our house, which you know where we live. It's not like, you follow what I'm saying? It's
So you got a brand new dog and you drop a juicy log, diarrhea.
exactly. yeah.
We're still doing it. We're still doing it.
So I don't like that she's so dumb.
Yeah.
But you know, eventually she makes her way. And I showed you guys a picture of the
Yes,
car.
you did.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm thinking of mutt and butt. I can't.
How
So
much did you? How much did you look into that car? That car, by the way,
I tell you what,
that
was
fucking
12
car
dogs in it.
was stolen.
I didn't look into.
Oh.
Oh, no, it wasn't stolen because that's how they found her.
God, do you describe versus
Right.
what was on the
So,
truck?
On
Nothing
the
made
back,
sense.
there's 2 dog footprints. So then you're like,
Wow.
okay, well, who put? Yeah, they have
That's
they
part of the scam.
they have
Okay.
dogs. There's a baby on board, right?
all the
there's-
things to make you seem more.
There's a machine
innocent.
gun.
That's a red
Okay.
flag.
big Second Amendment.
There's something
yeah.
that says this car is surveilled by security cameras.
Okay, weird.
And then there's the 2 elf legs coming out of the tree. You know how like pretend like you slammed an elf in the trunk.
So I'm
Yeah.
imagining a Peggy from King of the Hill type.
Right.
That's driving that.
And-
Loves dogs. Second Amendment. Corny aunt sense of humor.
On
what
the
kind of car?
side, it's like a minivan type
minivan.
of thing.
but
and
it
on
wasn't
the
nice.
on the side, no.
Okay.
And on the side, there's like big lips with like diamond teeth in it. I mean, I'm like, what is this? And this lady steps out. Okay. First of all,
She described her as a bit of a goblin.
she has 2 tattoos right here under her eyes. They're the size of a quarter.
Okay.
What are they of?
They look like swirls.
Something nice.
No,
Okay.
it's like a tramp stamp, but on her face.
Oh,
nice.
So
nice.
she has that. Below
That's what
that,
happens if you don't get the cancer removed.
there's studs sticking out of her face.
She's got cheek piercings.
Okay. And I'm like, what am I doing? Right. So I take a picture. She shows Katie a picture of a dog that looks like the dog that we have.
This is so fucking weird.
This is
Okay.
okay.
And then we
Couldn't
go.
she just use the picture that you posted on the Facebook?
Sure. Yeah, this is it. I go, why am I in this picture?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm like, here's the dog. And we give her the dog and she drives away.
What was her vibe? What was her mood? Was it was it rushed? Was it oh my and may this never happen. Oscar gets out.
Hey,
You find him
Wow.
you find him a half a mile up the road after an exhausting 3-hour search. You're diving at that dog. Katie's knocking people out of the way. to
yeah,
get
no,
that
let me tell you
dog.
something.
When my cats would run away and they'd
Mhm.
return, I would fucking hold on to them and clutch them.
If Oscar somehow this happened to him, I would hire a fucking private detective to find my dog.
Oh,
for
there
sure.
would be one of those like groups of people that comb a field looking for a corpse,
yes.
trying to cordon off the area. So, what was her reaction to seeing the dog?
Oh, that's pal. Whatever, right?
Now you're feeling like you fucked up, but you never should have answered the door. And
Well,
taken the dog.
first
At
of
this
all-
point, right?
Now in hindsight, clearly what we shouldn't have done is given this lady the dog. Because
Ariel
by the way,
has
it's
a great
easy.
idea. They need to do Oscar alerts.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's easy. And you say, listen, when she says I'm coming, go, okay, we need proof that the dog is yours.
That's responsible.
We need proof of the dog that the dog is yours.
I think the dog owner, the legitimate dog owner,
Mm.
would be happy you were doing that.
yes, I need proof that the dog is yours, and I need your identification. That's it.
That's it.
Gotta have it. Okay. So now instead I take the picture of the license plate. Of course, 3 hours later, this lady calls and goes, oh, you have my parents' dog.
Oh, fuck.
Oh.
By the way, these people live 2 doors away from us.
So it's
Okay.
definitely theirs.
It's the father has dementia, the mother doesn't, but the father left the door open, the dog
Makes
got out.
perfect sense.
It's happened before.
everything tracks.
And Katie, she loses it
Oh,
because
her
she's
instincts were right.
well, right, because she's like, oh my God, this is what happened, this, that, and the other. So
Now, it usually assumes Katie is in a standard state of glare at you, but the glare was probably amplified. Of like,
yeah.
how did you give? Because she didn't want to give the dog.
No, she didn't want to give the dog up. And I was like, well, nobody's going to steal a dog.
and
And there's another hint because we go, the dog was clearly an older dog.
oh, that's my cat. I mean,
Mhm.
dog.
She goes, the dog's 2. Well, the dog's 12 years
the
old.
dog was
Okay, right.
old.
Okay.
So,
I have a theory
good.
because you're talking about who would steal a dog. What's the motive?
Mm-hmm.
What if the dog is a bit of a red herring? It's casing the house.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not
Well,
even trying to be funny.
No, but this is
yeah,
true.
That's viable.
You can't do that to our house. We have cameras
No,
everywhere.
you can case it and
Yeah,
realize that.
Oh, you can't mess around with this. Yes.
But you don't know that going.
if you break into our house, we
Right.
will know
She
who
would
you
have
are.
learned
We will
that.
know what you drove. Yeah.
but if
yeah.
you didn't have those things,
Maybe it might be what it is. You might be right about that. So anyway, and she looks like somebody who might break into a house.
Yeah.
Okay. So now
It was the face tattoos.
the face tattoo
Yeah.
gave it away. So now
easy to pick out of a line.
I say, look, I text the lady who's the daughter of the people whose dog just got fucking stolen.
Yeah.
Abducted. Let's use the word abducted.
It was dog trafficked.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I go, here's her license plate. Here's her phone number. Okay. Katie tries to call her. Her phone's blocked.
Oh,
So I try to
jeez.
call her. And there's no answer. And Katie goes, hang up. And next thing you know, this lady's aggressive. Like, who's this? Who's calling me? She's texting me. And I'm not saying, or she calls me back. Matter of fact, she called me yesterday. She doesn't know who I am or whatever. But I go, at least I know that this is a valid number
Yeah.
and you can get to her, whatever. That lady sends the cops over to her house.
This is fucking crazy.
The lady. So hold on. The lady that took the dog sends the cops.
No, the lady whose parents' dog got stolen. Sent
Okay.
the cops
the family whose
Yes.
dog truly belongs to has sent the cops to you.
to the
To her.
house.
Okay.
Of the
Okay.
face tattoos.
Okay. I got
Okay.
you.
So
Okay. They send it to her.
Justin and I were like, what?
What?
They're like, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
So, wait a
So
minute. Who's
I was
Capital
tased.
Grill in this?
So
Sorry, that's a
so-
DLP Patreon drop.
so they go, ma'am, did you take a dog earlier today? She's like, yes. They're like, well, where is it? She's like, well, when I realized it was a boy, my sister's dog's a girl. Well, by the way, that's a total lie. She already told us pal. She already
Yes.
told us it's a boy.
Yeah.
So she lied. She goes, and then I put it on Facebook and somebody took it.
She turns it around immediately.
She knew. And they're like, well, do you mind if we look? And she goes, yeah. So the dog wasn't there. So this lady,
This dog has gone through 3 sets of hands.
are you kidding me? Right. And so
This
I'm
dog's,
like,
by the way, it's old. It's fucking terrifying.
right. And so I'm like, what the fuck? So anyway, I say to the lady, I go, I say to the lady whose dog got stolen, tell me what you need us to do. I mean, we're willing to do whatever. You want
That
me to call
dog's
this
moments
lady?
away from being served over rice.
Whatever. They said that there's something called a bait dog. Do you know what that is?
Oh, for fucking pit bull fights.
yes.
Dude. Yes.
And they put
what?
one of these dogs out, and we're like,
It's
what?
brutal,
Now
dude.
we're worried, right?
He has a dachshund that was a bait dog.
Are you
That,
fucking kidding me?
that dog is so fucked up permanently. I mean, physically and mentally, it can't be near anybody except for him. If that dog gets out,
How is it a
lunges at
bait
us.
dog that lived?
They got it out of the
Oh.
center before they
Oh my
unleashed it into
God.
that ring to be torn apart by 2 dog Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, tell me there's a happy ending. 'Cause
There
people are
is.
getting upset in chat, understandably.
There is. So all of a sudden, the lady calls, and I don't know their conversation, but she's like, look, I know where you live. I know you took the dog. You need to go bring my dog back.
Well, the lady calls. Who's the lady?
The lady, I'm sorry, the lady whose parents really own the dog
Okay.
called the lady who stole the dog
Right.
and goes, look, no more fucking around.
So she just puts it out there.
Who'd
I
you give my
assume-
fucking dog
I
to?
assume.
Right.
And she goes, somebody in Eastport took it. I'm going to go find it. Okay. Whatever the fuck that means. And somehow this lady found the dog.
Gotcha.
Right. So, and then she brought it back to its rightful owner and it was rehomed. So
This
that
dog
lady
made it back home in the
it
end.
made it back home.
Jesus.
Now the lady,
Robby, can we get the dog on the show?
the lady that stole the dog, I think she's like, okay, they know too much. You know what I mean? They know where I am.
you.
They have my license plate number.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, let me get myself out of this. I think that's what happened.
What did this do to Josh? I was out. You told us on the air. Josh,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe second only to you guys, and probably on the same level.
I don't know.
Animal lover.
Yeah.
If this house was on fire right now, he runs in, gets
Yeah.
Oscar and Olive under his
Yeah.
arm,
Yeah.
runs back up to the door and locks it.
Yeah.
It ruined his Hanukkah.
The-
Is that an answer?
Way to
The
go.
fact that they were rehomed, obviously, everybody kind of breathes a sigh of relief. The fact
Yeah.
that this dog made its way back to where it was supposed to go. But for me, believe me, that's it. Now I can breathe. But the fact that there are people out there that will try to fucking take your dog.
That'll peruse a missing, like the
Is
platform that you guys put it on. When you said, hey, we found this dog.
Yeah,
What platform did you go to? A Facebook page?
it was Facebook.
It was
I
just a
believe.
community
Yeah.
page. Like, hey,
I
okay,
believe.
the same place you would go for like a Facebook free page, or hey,
Right.
we're organizing a party.
Yeah.
So someone's got to be on there looking, or that is just so much shit lines up weirdly that a lady
Yeah.
that would be willing to do this, happen to be looking at the same time that you happen to have a dog,
Mhm.
was able to unload this thing. What, an hour after she got it?
Let me tell you something, man.
Within an hour?
I
and
don't
then
know
they
that she
find it
unloaded
Before
it.
it's turned into
I
a
think
There's a
fleshlight?
lot of weird.
I think she had to
Yeah.
not. I don't know where she took this dog.
There's a missing piece to
She
this story that
probably
we don't know.
said, "Hey, I have this dog." She had somebody who wanted
The
it.
fucking
So
cops are on to us.
I'm gonna go see. But here's the thing:
Also, is
that-
this dog a purebred?
how the fuck would they know? You know
I
what
don't
I
know.
mean?
Why I'm asking. Like, you can look at Oscar and Olive, those are purebred.
Yeah,
golden
but I
retriever.
guess you
Is this
can.
dog worth anything?
I don't. First of all, it's 12 years old. So you know what I mean? Who wants an old ass dog that you don't know? Doesn't have you don't have papers?
Yeah, not everybody knows how old a dog is outside.
She told me it was 2.
still. If you
This
put that
is
dog
the
in
weirdest story I've ever heard.
Uh,
There's, I don't. It's you might be right about this bait dog thing.
Well, I know-
It seems.
that's brutal,
I'll
does
tell you
seem
this.
brutal.
Well, is there dog fighting around here?
dude. A matter of fact, there is. Jen and chat. My sister got her PhD at Duke. Dog fighting is so bad around this area. People steal dogs all the time for it. It's awful.
Jeez.
Baltimore and the surrounding areas has a massive dog fighting problem and always has. It's brutal. The
Jeez.
amount of people. That's why when you
Oh
go
man,
to
this poor
dude,
dog.
when you go to
man.
shelters, they're all pits and pit mixes.
Oh,
Baltimore
yeah, yeah,
pits.
yeah.
Baltimore's not even safe for dogs.
That's,
you know-
yeah, no shit. Jeez, the wind is going to get shot
Yeah.
soon. These poor pits that are genuinely like sweet dogs get shoved into these nightmare situations,
Yeah.
and then they basically get PTSD and turn into these fucking weapons.
Well,
from people doing this.
when you go to animal control,
You ever seen a cat fight? Fucking rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just attack the owner. They never attack each other.
where we got Oscar, when you go to animal control, there's they're mostly there. Let's say there's 30 dogs, 28 are pit or pit mixes,
Pit or
right?
mix.
But there's also this area off to the side. It's behind glass. And it's about 5 cages for the dogs you do not want to fuck with. Okay?
The ones that are just you
Yeah.
can't put them in
Yes,
Gen Pop.
and you go in there and they see you.
Yeah.
They see you. They are just like "Argh!" They're going
New
crazy.
fish.
Hey, and
Those
those
are
are all pits.
Those are Pete's dogs, and they're dachshunds, dude. Listen, have I ever told you what's up with his 2 dogs? He actually has 3.
Mhm.
He has a former fighting bully that's the sweetest thing in the world,
Okay.
and I think someone like threw it out of a truck or something,
Jesus.
broke its legs. So the thing didn't fight. Its name's Brutus. It's the sweetest dog in the world. He has 2 dachshunds. These are the meanest little cocksuckers you've ever known. But listen to their lives. You get it. One of them was legitimately a bait dog.
Wouldn't it be funny if they released that dachshund, took out both those pit bulls?
Just wrecks them. Well, the other dachshund was a dog at a mill, and it was in a rape harness. The dog lived in a harness where they would basically have other dogs force breed this dog.
Oh
This
my
poor dog spent its entire life in this fucking
Okay,
nightmare
I
erection
gotta
set.
stop this. We gotta
Yeah.
end this show on a positive note.
That's not positive.
It's
No,
so hard to
I-
have sex with this dog.
I have another story of me being an idiot. We'll end it on this.
Both the dogs are safe and
Yes,
sound now.
everyone's-
He feeds them well.
So I go to the driving range, and I generally end my driving range session. There's a bucket out on the range about 30 yards away, and I try to chip it into the bucket.
Mhm.
And it's not impossible. It's like, but
Have you ever done it?
I have,
Okay.
but I mean, every 3rd, 5th time I'll do it, something like that. Depends how many balls in music. So, and there's actually a few people around me, so so it's not. It was cold, but there was actually people there. So I'm just chipping, and it gets really close, and I hear like and I'm like, I think people are paying attention to what I'm doing here, and I'm getting close again. I hear another and I'm like, and I get down to I have 1 ball left. And I fucking drill it. I go, yes! Gotcha. I look around, my hands up. No one's paying attention. They were making their sounds for their own game. They had no fucking clue. I looked around like I just hit it out of the bunker to win the Masters, and nobody gave a fuck. But we give a fuck about you. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. All the good stuff. We'll be back on the 26th talking about our Christmas, all our murder mysteries.
If you're free on Saturday
Saturday the 23rd at Magoobies?
the 23rd,
Yes.
please come to the late show
Late
at
show,
Magoobies.
baby.
Yeah, late show, please.
And if you're free tomorrow, 7 p.m., twitch.tv/Justin98Rock. More food, video game, ASMR. Tomorrow, I'm going to give it a shot. We're going to go with a little something more liquidy. Diarrhea. We're going to be slurping soup
Ooh.
tomorrow night. We've done the crunchy.
It
We've
started out as soup. It turned into poop.
I was just going to say that.
Diarrhea.